Stiff Drink, Secret Billionaires, Arthur, Book 1, by Blair Babylon. Narrated by John Lane.
Crows fighting over crumbs. Genevieve Jen Ward stood in the conference room of Searle's Court Barristers, a London law firm, eyeing dozens of manila folders strewn across the long table. Her black, high-heeled shoes still bore traces of cold graveyard mud and shed dried flakes onto the rug, even though she had tried to wipe it off. Her cheeks felt starched stiff from grinding her teeth during Horace Lindsay's funeral. Weeping at a funeral was so American. Horace would have been so disappointed in her if she had cried in front of all the other lawyers. The folders on the table held the summaries of Horace's law cases that he had been fighting when he had died. Jen's future as a British trial lawyer, a barrister, rested on which of them she might be assigned. "Just not the case of Lord Arthur Finch-Hatten, the Earl of Severn," she prayed to the capricious gods of the court. "Any case but that one." Outside the conference room's long windows, a fountain spouted water amid the formal garden's winter-dead lawns, as prim as any palace's grounds. The tall spires and walls of Lincoln's Inn, an antique Gothic building that housed lawyers' business offices, surrounded the garden and blocked out the skyscrapers and honking cars of central London. Inside the conference room, the 60-odd other senior and junior barristers crowded around the table, craning their necks and shouldering each other for a better look at the labels typed on the folder's tabs. Everyone was dressed in mourning black, and the gathered lawyers resembled vicious crows, ready to do battle over crumbs. They would not, however, make a move toward the folders. The head clerk, Celestia Allen Buckley, stood at the head of the table, her short arms braced on the dark carved wood as she glared at the folders strewn between the rows of hovering barristers. The head clerk would decide who would be assigned to which case. Her dark eyes narrowed, watching the barristers, sizing each of them up even though she had known them all for decades. With just a glance, the lawyers shriveled under Celestia Allen Buckley's gaze. Without her formidable powers stretching over the table, the barristers might have leapt onto the table to melee for the cases, each worth many thousands of pounds and mostly completed. All of the black-clad lawyers and staff had just returned from the funeral of their esteemed, learned colleague Horace Lindsay, one of the most senior barristers in chambers. The kindly, grandfatherly man had taken a special interest in Jen. Her multiple disadvantages, having spent her formative years in America, retaining an abominable Texas accent despite her best efforts, her lack of the benefits of the British independent school education, like most of her colleagues had enjoyed, and of course her unfortunate appearance, had provoked his pity. Her mother had assured Jen of her lack of looks her whole life.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?